This short clip is from my live trading room. You can engage directly with my fabulous team and me at LaDucTrading.com for all our research and trades. Or for just my daily live streams, you can access via YouTube memberships. All links are in the description. This notice that came out, just saw this morning. This one matters to my metals are the new oil and such, and U.S. as government venture capitalist. So there is a lot going on here. I've already bet on this for years. Things over paper, how real things and the inflation of things is much more important as it relates to the Trump's agenda as well, and this industrial renaissance. It's a very important thesis for my falling dollar and why assets are moving higher, not just the value of our homes, the stock market, but also these plants and equipment and this investment that is being forced, incentivized, either way you want to look at it, from tax write-offs to the companies investing in capex for things, right? Build out, not just data centers, but reshoring. It's a real thing. And he's trying to speed it along because he's triggering all kinds of trade war drama. And that's really what Venezuela was about. Venezuela is not about whether it's a long oil or short oil trade or long refiners or short refiners. It's a flex to get China out of there, this whatever, Monroe-Dunroe doctrine stuff. It's a flex. But this is more than a flex. This news that the U.S. government concludes that processed critical minerals pose a threat to U.S. national security, Operation Warp Speed Critical Minerals Addition. This is a little bit more. This is just a little bit more. So if you haven't looked at it, I didn't until this morning, if truth be told. So this is very fresh. We have a situation where we've got a profound potential for the U.S. government setting price floors in silver and other metals critical to our industrial renaissance in a nutshell. So this just happens to be something I can send, but here's the focus. Let's just get into it. Brand new, fresh off the presses. This is a critical mineral import proclamation, and there is a very strong potential that government, start setting price floors. I haven't even had time to process this, but I want to make you aware of it because it's not bearish metals, by the way, not at all. It's the opposite. But I want to it could trigger some negotiations with China, and that would be bearish for metals. If there is peace, if there's a settlement on this situation where U.S. is completely dependent, not just on the extraction, but most importantly, the refining, because extraction, we can get stuff from Mexico, Peru, Canada, but the refining and the price setting. This is the key I want to go on. And this is all very, very I was just reading this. So this is brand new. I haven't really thought through it, but I'm going to tell you, price floor that the government is seemingly wanting to set is going to subsidize demand. And that might also be part and parcel of why silver has been moving 4 times faster than gold, copper, the rest. You've got copper now up to $6 a pound, where that is just the start of where mining investment makes sense. Just the start of it. So I think this matters because it's the U.S. government as venture capitalist. It is a price floor that is in the potential works. I think it's pretty much coming. Subsidizing demand and or forcing China in some kind of talks and settlement. I have no idea what, because we were getting this stuff before a lot cheaper, but it's a price war. Can we just kind of put it in that category? So I went through and read this really, really, really quickly. You got a whole bunch of rare earth, critical minerals, precious industrial. We are so dependent on China. Their physical dominance, I've written about this for 1 year. That was the Manhattan Project 1 year ago in January. AI tech superiority that they're gunning for, and they will achieve. And they're already physical dominance in manufacturing and materials. This is a material war, and we are now front and center. Trump is leading it. So it's going to be, I think, a big deal. Remember how the U.S. government has been investing in some Australian mines? I gave you a list of the U.S. government as venture capitalist. Well, they're going to start buying U.S. mines. That's my question, is if they bought a big smelter for $8 billion. to smelt silver. Remember that article came out a few weeks ago? All right, that seemed odd, but they're probably buying up as much silver as they can, copper, etc., to support this industrial renaissance. They bought a smelter. They are likely going to start getting into that supply chain as their role of national security and strategy and all that. I would not be surprised if there's some correlation to, do you remember the Newmont CEO and the Barrick CEO? Just last year, their companies are skyrocketing because they're large, established, big, the major miners. They are literally the major gold and silver miners in the United States. So bingo, you've got these CEOs are all of a sudden on a council for Trump. They've been appointed to some political council. Something's up, people. I don't know what it is, but something is up. It feels like they're going to be doing something with mines in the U.S. that is going to be supported, like the Department of Defense that came in and took a 40% stake in MP. It just looks like miners could be kind of an eminent domain or investment, because instead of just buying up the metal, I think they want to buy the mines. That would come next after price floor. So keep it on your radar.
David, you're the sole government representative here. I think it's fair to say, also coming from the White House, in the course of 12 months, as Becky referenced, my goodness, a lot's changed. Things have radically changed, even on this platform here, from 12 months ago. So I think perhaps could you first of all give us in a nutshell your White House perspective, because we're going to draw on that to see how that affects many other parts of the world and indeed the mineral sector. So over to you to kick us off.
Thank you, David, for inviting me to join the panel today, and thank you so much to our Saudi Arabian hosts for putting on this incredible event. Well, I think the straightforward answer to your panel question of whether mining companies are going to regain a leadership role in national development is unequivocally yes. And as a result, mining companies are going to get a lot of attention from guys like me in governments around the world. In the United States, for a number of decades, we've badly neglected our mining sector and generally been happy to outsource mining activities to other countries and governments around the world. According to Standard & Poor's, it takes 29 years to build an average mine in the United States, largely because of our very onerous permitting regime. But I'm proud to say that under President Trump's leadership, the United States has done a complete 180 in the last 12 months and again made mining a priority area for our national development. Because as all of you understand, minerals are the elemental building blocks of everything we need to reindustrialize our country. So what are we doing in the US? I would say broadly 4 things. We're investing in mining projects, we're stockpiling minerals, we're going to protect our mining companies, and we're rebuilding our mining ecosystem. To start, we're investing heavily in mining-specific projects, like our recent deals with MP Materials, Lithium Americas, Korea Zinc, Ma'aden here in the Kingdom, and many, many others. I believe over the next few years, the United States government will deploy hundreds of billions of dollars of capital into the mining sector between debt and equity. We are doing things the American government has never done before, like equity investing, so we can get deals to pencil quickly and move forward. We're creating public-private investment funds like our Critical Minerals Consortium with Orion Resources in New York. We have partnerships with other minerals-focused investment funds like TechMed, and there will be plenty more to come here as we seek to make sure the United States has a roadmap for every mineral we need to power our economy. Second, we've begun stockpiling minerals. President Trump convinced Congress over the summer to give us $2 billion to stockpile critical minerals in our national defense stockpile. That's the largest investment we've made in stockpiling since the Cold War ended. And we're actively working with our private sector on plans right now to stockpile minerals for our civilian economy as well. Third, we're going to protect our mining companies. We know the mining industry has a problem with commodity pricing caused by strategic overproduction and dumping. Returns in the mining sector on average have not been good enough for the last 2 or 3 decades, at least partially due to this problem. I don't want to get too far ahead of our policy process here, but we're having nearly daily conversations with our international partners about how to protect our collective mining ecosystems from state-subsidized competition so investment returns can be healthier again and the capital markets can function normally.
Okay, and a brief word on your 4th point. Sorry to interrupt you there, Dave, but if you can move on to the rebuilding of the ecosystem.
Yep. So we're fixing our mining ecosystem in the United States 29 years to build a mine is not acceptable to President Trump. We're going to fix this. We're making critical minerals products in the US are probably our #1 priority right now. We have a federal priority list for permitting. It's basically never been used for mining projects before. We've added 52 critical minerals products to the list. And we've created multiple different structures to permit projects. And we can now do we call our environmental impact statements literally in less than a month when we need to for the national energy emergency declared by the president. So it's not going to take 29 years to build mines anymore. It's going to move a lot faster than that, and we're already doing it. So 4 things: investing, stockpiling, protecting our mining companies, and fixing our mining ecosystem, because this industry is so important to our national development.
Join Club today to engage with Samantha and her team of 10 experts. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.